All right, so this is going to be the Bitcoin and altcoin crypto market update for January 30th, 2020. Going to focus in real quick on Bitcoin weekly chart and going to show you something really interesting. So if we go back to when we originally made the bottom, okay, after the long bear market after that initial move to 20,000, look where the bottom is on the weekly chart, around December 17th of 2018. Bottom out, make the big move up, and now we're making the move down. Well, coincidentally, the low right here was December 16th, 1 year later. Okay? So what are we going to do? Look, we have to draw our fibs, which we've done. But we also want to do a trend-based fib extension to see if this move, okay, right here, and if that's the bottom, if we're going to get an equal type move. If we measure it out, we take a fib trend-based retracement from here to the top and bring it down to the bottom, and that brings you up here. So if we get an identical move, your target is going to be somewhere in this 17, well, let's call it 16.5 to 17,000 range. So I just wanted to point that out. If we zoom in, again, it's not going to be one of those, I don't think that's like, it's not a straight shot. That always happens at the very end, right? But it's going to start getting pretty volatile. There's going to be some ups and downs and some head fakes, like right back in here. Some people probably got caught at 9,000 and bailed on that. Well, that was actually almost a 2,000 point move, and then they missed out on bigger money. So be prepared. There's going to be some, we're going to get higher, make some big moves down, but then eventually make some higher moves up. So just wanted to point that out. Let's go take a look at the daily chart. Just so everybody kind of sees what we're looking at least short term. This area right up in here, Bitcoin obviously broke some fib resistance today. But the next area of resistance is going to be up here around 96 to 9,700. And let's even call it maybe 9,800. So 9,600 to 9,800. Next area of resistance, that would also be around here. Still hasn't broken this high over here, and that's at 10,500 on that wick. So it's just kind of chewing through this, and I actually kind of like this movement. You get a move, a retrace, and then a bigger move, and then a small retrace. So anyway, let's just watch this. I think it looks really good overall. EMAs are all going in the same direction. 10 EMA looking pretty strong, about to cross the 233. Let's go over to Litecoin. Big move today. Look at this. We talked about it last night in the live stream, and I was sitting here saying until it broke above this resistance area, it's bearish, right? And we talked about a potential inverted head and shoulders, but it looked kind of funky to me. And it still looks kind of funky, so it just looks like it breaks a trend line right here. It's still bullish, though, for Litecoin. We're going to get that. Actually, I'm going to leave that in there in case it wants to come back and retest it. So let's see if this area now will become support. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it over to, let's turn that puppy green. So now let's see if this area right here can become support. If it does, higher prices are in order. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum broke a big major fib cluster right in here. Okay. I'm going to leave it up there for now just in case it's a fake, but I don't think it is. I think this is eventually going to come up here and test the, let's call it 200 area. 201 is the 78.6. That's where I'm going to call it. Immediate resistance right here at 191. Not saying it's going to get there in a straight shot, to 200, but a test of the 233, maybe pull back and retest this area, and then come up and hit 201 or 202, somewhere in that area. XRP, let's go check on that, see how it did. Wow. with everything that was moving, I mean, it had a nice move today, but it's still not even testing the 200-day moving average. So you may want to be a little cautious on this one. There's still huge resistance way up here, but it's just churning, right? It's not really like huge sell-offs. It's just churning around. EMAs are still looking good. You want to see this break above the 200-day moving average and the 23.6 right there. Still big resistance up here at 27 cents. Pullback wise, you're going to be watching for 22.5 to 23 cents. That is XRP. Let's go over to XTZ. This one right here is testing the 78.6 retracement. We talked about this one last night, and I talked about that stick right there that looks like some people might want to call it a shooting star or a gravestone doji. I said that the candle body was green. Be cautious of shorting it or selling out, and then look what happens. Bam. Big move to the upside. Shorts got trapped. They couldn't close it to red, and that's what you get. So anyway, big move, and then coming up and testing the 78.6. Would not be shocked to see maybe a little retrace off that and maybe come back down and test 160 again before it finally comes up here and tries to break new highs. That's XTZ. Not going to look at DGB. It just looks like garbage right now. Until this thing gets listed on other exchanges or some big news comes out, it looks like this thing's just going to drift lower, and that's a disappointment because I really like the guy and I like the company. So, yeah. So anyway, that's DGB. EOS, talked about this one in the channel last night. I did take out that fib retracement. I'll put it back in so I can show you what I was seeing. But it was the 1272, and we talked about this in the channel last night. I said that, right in here, this thing had the potential to hit 120 or 425, and that's exactly what we got today. Big green stick actually broke through that 1272. So your next, I'm going to take that back out. Your next area of resistance, right up here at 450. So this has the potential to keep going as long as it chews through these resistances. I wouldn't be shocked though. I mean, and it would be healthy to see this possibly come back and retest in this area around $4. See it retest, maybe hit $4. Retest that 10 EMA, right? It's done that before. Just come back and retest it and then move higher. Your next area of resistance, 450, then 463. That's EOS. Let's go over to BAT. Just churning right around the 200, 233-day moving average. Still holding on a closing basis the 10 EMA right here. Wick-wise, holding the 20 EMA. So this one, keep an eye on, as this one could bust out at any time. ADA, we talked about this one. Looking really good, right? I mean, this thing just churned and bounced and built a base right here. Finally broke resistance and now got above the 200, 233. Just watch your 10 EMA on any kind of retrace. Next resistance, fib-wise, believe it or not, since it's broke so many, right up here at 717. That's fib resistance. Next major resistance will be over here with this old high. That would be around the 650 area. Nice move on ADA. Let's take a look at Link. And Link just continues to churn away. It's coming up and testing the 1272, getting close to it at least. So I'd expect a move possibly to $3. We'll see what happens there. I mean, it could actually pull back to the 10 EMA first before it gets there, or it just may get there and head on and try to take out this high over here. So that's Link, looking bullish still. ZRX, again, we're watching Bollinger Bands are getting tighter, right? This is just basically a corrective move off this bigger move coming up here. It looks like ZRX, I mean, I'm just going to call it right now. I think it's probably going to 25 cents. Testing that fib cluster and then possibly breaking up to 28 cents. but I wouldn't be afraid to take profits around 25. So pretty much, I think that's all I've got for tonight, guys. If you have any questions, excuse me, please feel free to email me or ask me any questions in the Discord channel. Appreciate you coming in. Please hit the like button or hit the bell so you can get my notifications when I post a video for you. Anyway, thanks. Have a good night, guys, and we'll talk to you later.